Hello, hi again. Uh, Hang on a sec. Just had to close my door, fix my hair, whatever. So, this time the course I'm going to be reviewing or talking about is History 275 Ancient Greece and Rome by the professor I had was Christopher Zeichmann, Ancient Greece and Rome. So, where to start with this course? I guess I'll start with the grading portion, the grading scheme. So it consisted of two essays, one position essay and one analysis essay, and then a final exam, along with a self-rated participation mark. So the course was pretty good. I'd give it a, because of the professor Christopher Zeichmann. I don't know if I'm saying his last name right, but because of the professor, he made the course really good. Like, he's a really good professor. Like, he listens, and he's kind of relatable. Like, he's like a millennial, I think. So he has that relatableness to us Gen Z kids, as Gen Z people, as Gen Z adults or whatever. So I'd give the course like an A. I'd give it a straight A because of the professor that I had. History 275 at TMU. The course is pretty good. The topics covered are pretty interesting. Ancient Greece and Rome is very interesting to me, and it's interesting like overall, I think. Ancient Greece I prefer better because Rome doesn't have as much philosophical history or as much as Greece does, and doesn't have like all the weight of culture based knowledge that Greece has within our society. Like, people know more about ancient Greece than people do about ancient Rome, I think, or that's just in my perspective of things. But yeah, ancient Greece and Rome, History 275. It's a good course. The assignments, the two writing essays, they're not particularly hard, but the professor, he lets you. Actually, I kind of like failed, so to speak, my first essay, the participation essay, because I didn't have like a proper thesis, so he let me redo it. So that was very kind of him. That's why he's a really good professor. He lets you like, gives you like passes and stuff, or like, he's very agreeable in nature. I guess I'd say, not like in a demeaning way, but like he's very kind. Yeah. The first essay I kind of failed, so he let me redo it again, and he lets you send your thesis to him, so that you can get like a gist of where your thesis is headed, and if he likes it or not. So there's that. The criteria of the course. So what we did in the course was that we had every week we would learn about something new about ancient Greece or Rome. Like, for the first week, we learned about Odysseus's travels and whatnot. Uh, and also we also read the book called Golden Ass by Apuleius. I think that's who the author is. We read about Golden Ass by Apuleius. We read Golden Ass by Apuleius, and we also learn about ancient Greece and Rome and all that sort. And yeah, the ancient Greece and Rome, the criteria, each week we learned about something new, and we also read a chapter from Golden Ass itself. The book Golden Ass is actually a really good, really interesting and funny book. I'd recommend reading it if you haven't read it. To be truthful though, I didn't really read the book. I just kind of read summaries off of it. So that's my bad. That's like a fail on my part of like doing schoolwork. But you know how university is. Like, you just find bird courses and all that. As I was saying, bird courses and all that. They always have you always try to find you always have these courses that are like the ones you want to do the easiest. I'm not saying that History 275 Ancient Greece and Rome is a bird course, but like the Golden Ass book is just, I think that there was a lot of work also involved in the course. Like it's really work heavy. You have to read one chapter of Golden Ass every week, and also there's like readings on top of that. So it's not like you just get one reading a week. It's like two readings a week, almost three, with the discussions that we do in class. I forgot to mention that there are also discussions, like in class group discussions that you have to do every week as well. And yeah, so the course, so there's not like the course is not. It's not like it's very hard per se, but the workload is kind of heavy in nature, if like in my belief, like the with the two readings, Golden Ass and another secondary reading that we have to do. But the course is fun, like nevertheless overall. The material is really interesting if you actually read it. I read like the material I read, like the first couple weeks, like it was about like philosophy and myth in ancient Greece and in Golden Ass related. The I don't know where to begin. I don't know what to say. The course, I guess I can. The rating of the course is, I give it a. I'd give it an A plus, maybe an A plus or a B plus, because the work is pretty heavy, but also the material in the work is also pretty interesting. And ancient Greece and Rome as a topic overall has always been an interesting thing in the world. But yeah, you kind of learn about the how what kind of life they lived in ancient Greece, and the what kind of life they lived in ancient Rome, how things were governed, and how who came in and who came out of like history and whatnot. Like there was Alexander the Great, and like there was like Plato or and Socrates. There's all that type of stuff, and yeah, the the first essay is a position essay, and you kind of have to write about like you have to write about your position on one like perspective of things that one of the weeks we covered is based about, and the analysis essay is an analysis of a certain thesis that you make about a secondary source, and it's pertaining to a primary source in the course. The final exam was all multiple choice, which is pretty surprising, and I almost failed the final exam even though I studied like pretty well for it. Like I don't know. I think it's just like the nature of multiple choice that you always like you always like mess up somehow just because of like it being multiple choice. Like you kind of have this hubris going in because everything is multiple choice and it's supposed to be easy, but then I end up with a 56 because I don't know, because I thought that it was like easier in nature to do because there's no writing involved and whatnot. Like nowadays, I think that like essay writing is more better than multiple choice because I find it more easier to control. Like you have a more of a sense of power over it in essay writing than compared to multiple choice, because multiple choices there's always that like chance that you chose the wrong question. But with essay writing, it's more about your own skill and not about chance at all. Like even though I know that if you know the question for multiple choice answers, there's nothing to worry about. But it's just that multiple choices always get you confused with like with like close second questions or close second answers, not questions, close second answers that are almost like the first that are almost like the right answer, but just aren't exactly accurate or correct. So the final exam is multiple choice. The final exam was worth 25%, I believe, 25 or 20%. The analysis essay was worth 35 or 30%, and the participation essay was worth 20 or 25%, and the self participation assessment is worth 10%. So that's like an easy 10% if you just participate and give yourself a truthful grade in that. Like if you say you participated in everything, then you likely will get a full mark in saying that you did. And yeah. Any improvements to the course that I think about? Uh, Maybe I think it's maybe less heavy reading, like even with like every I think that's just with like university itself. Like, there's always heavy reading involved with these courses, but I think like maybe giving us like summaries instead of the reading itself like included would help us out. Like, but I don't know. I'm not a university professor or criteria maker. Whoever makes the criteria for university courses, I'm not one of them, so I don't know the best. But my opinion is just to, if my opinion or my anything, any personal, any second thoughts I have about the course. I just think that I think it was a good course. It was one of my favorite I took this semester, winter semester. It was the lecture is only 2 hours, and then there's a tutorial lecture sort of thing that's an hour. So it's split up into 2 and 1 hour for 3 hours total. So you're not sitting through a whole 3 hour lecture in the class. It's split up or it's divided into two. Yeah, so that's History 275. Um, I give it a in conclusion, I give it a I said A plus or B plus, but I think I'll just go for a B plus. I give it a B plus. It's not a very hard course because of the two essays. Like the two essays, you could really do without having done much of the coursework. Like you just have to choose one thing and one thing other, and sort of do them both at the same time. But yeah, History 275 B plus. I think it's okay. I think it's alright. Um, just I mean, I ended up with a B minus in the course, a B minus because of the, like I should have gotten a B plus honestly, or at least an A minus but because of the final exam, it really messed me up. Like I got an A minus on the analysis paper, and I got a B ish on the precision paper. So the final exam is really what you have to watch out for. Like all those 50 multiple choice questions is really what like gets you, because you think you know it like so quickly and right away. Like I finished the exam in 20 minutes and you get 2 hours to do it. So there's that in multiple choice exams. But yeah, so History 275 at TMU, rated a B plus for its workload. I'd give it an A for its criteria for its material though. And its overall like setting, I'd give it an A because I like not having to sit through 3 hour lectures because they always drain you. It's always too much for 3 hour lectures. Like not even movies last that long, and movies are a whole entire like cinematic experience. Like actually like movies are a whole cinematic experience, and they don't even last 3 hours. But lectures do. Like 2 hour a 2 hour lecture is probably perfect for me, and the 1 hour lecture is a 1 hour tutorial is fine. I think that's probably the best posit for university, if that's the right word. The best setting, the best structure for university. Like 3 hours lectures go way too long. But yeah, so that's History 275. Bird course, no. Would I take again? I would take it again. This time I'll probably try to put in more work into the readings. Uh, Even though because like this is it's very it's very dissatisfying, unsatisfying having to read so much just for the course. But that's university again, so there's that. But yeah, so that's all. That's about all. That's about it. So choose wisely for your courses, guys.